Hey, good morning, good morning. How's everything going out there? Big shout out, big salute to the eBay family out there. I hope everybody's able to keep your grind going. 2021 is here. I hope we're able to keep a balance maintained. Don't get sidetracked, keep going, and just keep moving. All right, today, not going to get into it. What I'm talking about is my introduction of my testimony of how I got into eBay sales. I see people when they meet me and they're always asking, about eBay and does it work for me and how they can get into it if they decide to do it. Is it a lot of technique, a lot of things that you have to do in order to have and sustain the business? So I would say yes, just like that. But basically, how I got into it, I was prior Navy, retired 2008, and up to that time, I was doing my thing in the military. I had retired with honorable discharge, so everything was great, life was good. But I had moved into an area that wasn't, let's just say, it's good, but at the same time, it's not. I guess I say it's not what I'm accustomed to, basically. So, for my lifestyle and my living conditions, I had to make decisions. So, yeah, up to that time, I had always had, even when I was in the Navy, I always did things on the side for a hustle. So, just giving a basic background of things that I knew how to do. I always had cleaning business. I had detailed vehicles, in my spare time whenever I could. It wasn't any type of great profit, as to say, but it did get money in my pocket for recovery of bills, things like that. When you pay your bills, food, groceries, take care of the kids, all that kind of stuff, that extra money would come back into my pocket where I didn't have to do anything as far as gambling, where you take a loss or anything like that. So I always made sure that I was able to sustain wherever I was stationed at. Pretty much it started when I got stationed in Virginia and I had opened up and started doing cleaning service. So I was doing that and it paid enough. It didn't pay me great. It just paid me enough that I got enough clients that I was able to keep a little money flowing, little cash flow going in my pocket. Next, when I got stationed down in Florida, then basically we had a crew that we was stationed together, and pretty much we was all thinking about money. Nothing that was gonna make us have to worry about Uncle Sam coming at us or anything like that. So what we did was we had jumped into pressure washing, painting, and of course, like I said, I always kept washing cars on the side as a hustle. It was just something I had the energy for it. I didn't mind washing cars. I grew up doing those as a kid in the neighborhood, so that was something that didn't really bother me, and I stuck with it and did it. So when I got stationed in Guam, same thing, pressure washing. And then I got stationed here in Corpus Christi, where I live at now, where I reside to this day. Down here in Corpus Christi, it's a vacation. It's mainly for retirees. You have the locals that live here, of course, as well. So shout out to Corpus Christi, 361, great city. And yeah, I had, when I retired in 2008, trying to figure out where I was going to go next. So again, now that I was out, I was getting a nice, I'm still getting it. I was getting a nice retirement check. Plus, I was getting my disability. So that was a plus, but I wasn't getting a high percentage on a disability. So we had to fight for that and prove that the disability was, could be graded higher. So I took the steps to get myself on that level. And so with my retirement and my disability, I'm able to sustain a nice lifestyle, to keep my home, nice vehicle, able to, do things around the Corpus Christi area But as far as traveling, that's a whole nother issue. So that is, I think, how things happen and how things got themselves going. So let's just go straight to cutting the chase on about it. What I did was when I first got out, like I said, I was still detailing RVs, I was detailing boats, I was detailing cars, and they were paying me pretty good, but not on the level. I put that back. I take that back. What happened was my body just wasn't able to keep up with it. Right. I was 42 at that time, and Corpus Christi gets hot. So you're dealing with temperature, plus you're dealing with my disability as far as my back, my knees, shoulders, things like that. I've had almost five, six surgeries that I've had to have. Two back, two neck, shoulder, removal of a rib because I had what they call I forgot the name of that word, but had to remove the rib. So I had to get that done because I had an extra rib they said I had, so they got removed as well. So these were the things that my body was dealing with. So I played and worked hard while I was in the Navy. So I was a bosun mate. Anybody understand what that term is? So shout out to the bosun mates in the Navy of the world. Boats and screws make the ship move, right? That's what we always say. So that is what I did. I was a bosun mate. And I put a lot of, and plus I played sports too. So I put a lot of wear and tear to my body as I was playing and working in the military at the same time. So my body went through a lot. Plus a couple of car accidents where people, not my fault, ran into the back of me. I mean, I'm standing still at a light and somebody comes at me from the backside. Luckily, I had an SUV, so shout out to SUVs. But luckily, he was driving something that really didn't hurt me, but it did make my back and my neck jerk. So that happened. Another time in Guam, same thing. SUV, vehicle, another car. He lost, I won, but I still paid the price in the end because both of them were rear-end casualties. So that took place. Those are the things that happened that led to me having my surgeries as time progressed because it was putting wear and tear to the body area. So especially in my back, my lower back, and my upper part of my neck. So those were the things I had to deal with. So but moving forward, I got out, and of course I had my home, and I'm living in my home. And when I first got out, I was making my retirement pay, and I got a little bit of disability. So in order for me to maintain and keep other things going, where it just didn't look like as soon as I got paid I was broke. Of course, I had to learn how to play poker, so that was a big thing for me to learn as well. So you had to hustle. So that was what was taking place. And then I said, okay, well, that's working because it's up and down. You're not guaranteed to always win with poker, and you're not always going to lose. But it always, it's an up and down what it is. You're not going to win every hand, and no matter how good you play, no matter how good you know the rules of the game, when to make your moves and things like that. It just don't work like that. So you can have somebody call you with the simplest hand just because they just do it. You got people that like to gamble. Me, myself, I'm not a gambler. You won't see me gambling on sports. I don't gamble on nothing I can't control. So when poker came around, I jumped into it because I said I can control this. So I jumped into poker. And the only thing was, like I said, it was good. And it's still good. I don't play it as much as I used to, mainly because of the pandemic. I stopped playing once the pandemic came around. I didn't feel comfortable sitting at the table with everybody. But yeah, getting back into what got me into this. Like I said, I had jumped into insurance, and I was going to be an insurance agent. And shout out to insurance, shout out for New York Life companies that took me under their wings, that allowed me to come in and try to sustain a lifestyle. They gave me chance with contracts. Aflac, shout out to Aflac. They brought me in as well and taught me how to get into that game of being a salesman. And at the time frame that we were doing it, you come to the realization that if I was young, this would be something that's that I could see myself at the age I'm at right now, that I probably would have looked back and be like, wow, I can't believe, where I'm at in my life with this, because that business is good. So I say shout out to the insurance companies, and if you're young in the game, coming out of college or whatever, and you like in your 22, 23 age or whatever, even you're 18, if you decide to jump out of high school and jump straight into that fire, I would say, if you smart enough, jump into that, because they'll teach you what you need to know, and things will lead on. So, but it's a young man's game. That's the way I looked at it. It's a young man's game, or it's a type of game where if you haven't done anything with your life and nothing can conflict your thoughts in your mind process, then yeah, jumping into that would be something that's not bad at all, because you only got that to learn. There's nothing bothering you that's saying, man, I remember I was doing this. Why am I doing this now? I want to go back to that. And that was my case. When I got out the Navy, I thought I was going to actually be a tug master, because I was a craft master in the military. I got my craft master pin, and it wasn't on the level where I could be a captain of ships and things like that, but I could be a tugboat. I can get my 100-ton license, and that was my plan: go to school, finish up my license for that, and try to get on the barges, or try to just work on the waterfronts, doing anything, small boats, whatever it took. That's what I thought I was going to be doing. But because of my ailments and things to my body, I remember when I got hired at this company, and I had to answer the questions, and one of them was, did I have any disability or something like that? If I'm trying to phrase it right, something that got the red flag. And when that happened, they seen it. I was about to get hired, the whole nine. They called me in, and I'm about ready to get hired. Then they looking through my application. They see I signed that. That I checked it, and they told me to explain what it was. So I told them what it was, and they said, well, based on that, at this job, you're gonna have to use those areas in order to work here, because it was mainly a job where you had to use physical labor, but the pay was good. It was going to be perfect. If they would have hired me, I was like, oh my God, this takes care of everything I need. This would catch me up on my child support. Yeah, I had child support payments that I had to take care of, maintain. So this would take care of a lot of that, because I was going to get some serious bank doing that job if I would have got it. But they told me I had to go see their doctor. So I went to go see their doctor, and their doctor had me do some testing that we had to do. And based on that testing, I don't know if I passed it or not, but I think that he knew, and I think they only gave me a break because I was military or whatever. So they were just trying to let me down easily about it. And he was saying that you're going to have to go over to your doctor, which I did have. I had my own practitioner. And he said, you need to go up to your practitioner. And if your practitioner allows you to pass you on what I'm doing, because what I'm doing is I'm not seeing you able to do this job. But if your practitioner okays it, because, he asked me, did I have a doctor? I said, yes. He said, well, I need to go see your doctor, get a write-up. So I think he knew, and then he probably put something in there. And then once I gave it to them and they seen it, she said, oh no, you can't do that. She said, you will only last 30 minutes. You're going to be taking breaks. You're going to have to, because once you get to using your back area and you're bending and lifting, you're going to have muscle spasms. You're going to have all that kind of stuff happening to you. So I'm telling you, you can't do these jobs. So I had to swallow that pill, no big deal. So that is how I got into the insurance, right? And then, like I said, I jumped into that. And when I was doing the insurance, it was okay for a minute. I didn't have a lot of sales. I think I had like probably one or two, and it wasn't like I wasn't trying. It was just that it is what it is. People want no's. I want yeses, but a lot of people were giving no's. And it just is what it is. So, like I said, it was a young man game. It's one of those, I guess what it was, my formula was, I knew that wasn't really me. It was something I was just trying to fill in order to bring in money to keep me going right. And I was just running out of options. I'm down at Corpus Christi, and not a knock against Corpus. It was just that the jobs that I wanted and that I was trying for, wasn't paying as well, and it just wasn't worth the value of what I thought I was worth. So I don't even think I know I didn't. I didn't even go out for the jobs because I would always see what the pay was, and when I saw what the pay was, I'm like, oh no, I'm not even doing that. So I think I'll just keep on doing my detailings on the side. I would, I play my poker and stuff like that, and that's what I was doing. So when I was doing the insurance, I decided to get out of that, and the way I got out of that is like this. I had met who was my boss at that time for the insurance. She had husband, boyfriend at that time, I think it was, and me and him, we weren't friends. We were just somebody that, because she was my boss, and we mainly worked out of her home, and sometimes we had to go over to his job, when we were doing road. We was out and about in town, so she would stop by the job and do things with him and give him stuff. And then my wife, she had actually bought a vehicle, and that's where he worked at. He worked at an auto dealership, and he had a good job. He was the one that takes care of the paperwork, so he was pretty good. So I knew he was doing something because his wife would always pick up a package, and then we would have to go drop it off at the post office or something like that. And I just got curious one day, and I just said, man, if you don't mind me asking, I said, while we always going to the post office, I know we go to the post office a lot to drop off stuff, stuff like that, just joking around. Then she said, oh, he does eBay. And so I said, eBay. And she said, yeah, he sells items off of eBay. So that didn't really cross my mind yet. It still didn't hit me yet because I didn't see anything that made me say, oh, okay, what's that all about? That didn't run across my mind. So we just kept, doing our thing with insurance. I'm trying to do that, boom, boom, boom. And then I had one day, I was still doing insurance, and my wife had got her another vehicle, right? So she wanted a vehicle. At that time, I'm driving a 2001, I think I was driving a 2001 Chevy Tahoe or something like that. So this is 2013, 2014, going on that time frame. And what happened was I walked into the building thinking he was going to be the signer of the paperwork. And I got to know them guys pretty good up there because, like I said, I knew him, and there was another guy that, just kicking breeze and stuff like that at each other. I went in one day and I seen him, and I said, hey, where's so-and-so at? He said, oh, you didn't know? And I said, no, what? He said, man, he quit. And I said, why he quit? He said, at eBay, it took off. He's going to give it 100% full attention. He's going to do it. So I'm still doing insurance at this time. So I go in the next day to the job. I'm hyped out because I see, I'm saying if somebody quit their job or they making good cash, I'm like, oh, what is going on with this? I got to figure this out. So I'm not doing anything with the insurance. So I'm thinking to myself, I got to get this thing, let me dive into this a little bit and figure it out and see what's really happening. I might have to jump on this myself and see what's up. So I had one day I seen her and I said, hey, I heard old boy quit. She said, yeah, he quit. He's going full stride with the eBay. I guess he found a niche that he likes and it's working for him. So I was saying, okay. And so I had seen him one day. I said, let me holler at him when you get a chance. And so I said, look, man, talk to him. And I said, what you doing that made you quit your job? What's up with that made you quit your job? Just give up everything because you had a good job. That was a good position. And he said, yeah, but this is me. This is what I feel good about doing. He wasn't happy there. Even though he may have been making the good money, I guess it is what it is. He know he can do this, but if he can do this, then that's going to make him happy. And that's what it's all about, the happiness of doing what you're doing. When you're happy, it's not really a job anymore. It's something you like doing. So basically, that's what it was. And I knew that already because when I was in the Navy, I never looked at it as a job. I looked at it as I get up every day ready to go. What's on the menu, stuff like that. What we going to do today. And that is how I took it. And when it was over with, that's when I started looking for jobs because I had to take care and keep things going. At first, back in that time frame, I didn't. It was just You know, I had friends. We played sports. We worked. We partied. You know, the whole nine. So there was always like, you know, when I went in, I'll tell you like this. I went in 1988. And 2008 seemed like it came like that when it was all said and done. You had your days, of course, where you feel like, man, I wish this would hurry up and get over with. There's some days when you're doing what you're doing. But a lot of time when you really look back at it, I'm like, oh my God, how fast time flew through. So that led to that. And I said, man, can you, I don't want to know. I just want to know, how can I get in if I decide to do something like that? So he told me, you know, go online and look at the options they offer and things like that. And that is what I did. I went and I signed on and I looked at the options they had, and I seen they had stores, and I seen they had it where you can just sell and you wouldn't get paid automatically, but you can still sell and be a seller on eBay, use their engine, and people, once you put your thing online, people, if they want it, will go through you to buy it. So I said, okay. And you know what? I heard about eBay, but I wasn't computer savvy at that time. I didn't have a cell phone, you know, like the actual cell phone. I was still using a regular house phone in 2012, 2013. I was still using a regular house phone, and I had a cell phone, but I think it wasn't even all that much. Like right now, I have the Note 10 Plus. I had the Note 8. I had a Note 4. But at that time frame, when these cell phones came out, I wasn't really into the cell phone thing. I didn't care about texting and all that. It just wasn't me. I was too busy to be worrying about stuff like that. So, and plus, I just didn't know how much you really need it, though. Now today, you do need these things. So now I get it. But back then, I wasn't feeling it like that. I was just mainly working, and I was always in my vehicle going around finding work. So that's how I communicated with people, you know. And I had cards that I had put out, and people would, you know, call me for my card. I had my ads put in the papers and stuff like that, and that's how people connected with me. And they mainly called me at the house whenever they needed something done, and they left messages on my phone. So that's how I would contact people at that time. It wasn't about texting or none of that. So I got into the eBay, and I read about how you had so many days and you had so much that you had to earn. You had so many sales you had to make. So these were the things that I had to complete before I got myself in the door of being able to become a full eBay seller. And I tell you what I did. I had to go out and find some things that I figured could sell quick because I wanted this to get to moving, right? Because I talked to him, and that's a whole nother story. That's his business between me and him. But I knew from what he told me and what I read, I had to hurry up and get things going and jump in, and get in the frying pan, So I had went to a store, Lowe's, and I remember I walked up in Lowe's, and I was looking for items that was clearance. This is back in 2014, I believe it was, and I had went in and I had seen some items they had for clearance sale. Well, I was like in awe about these items that I had found. There were some drills that was by a company, and they were letting them go for, and I know this is right, it wasn't higher than 20. It was between $17 and $18. And these were top of the line drills for this company they had. So I had about $300 in me, right? So because I seen the price, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't something that somebody had, it was a misprint or something like that. So I wanted to be safe. I didn't want to grab a lot and then run up to the cash register and all of a sudden somebody say, hey, why is he buying all these? Because people usually buy one or two, or if it's Christmas time, you get 3 or 4 because everything makes sense. It's Christmas or whatever. So I walk up and I fill in. I asked him, and he said, "Yeah, this is the price." And so I don't think the guy who told me when he said it, he kind of scrunched a little bit too, and he was like, "Yeah, these are the price." But at the same time, he was like, somebody done messed up, but he not gonna say anything. So I let it go and wasn't no big deal. So I put them in my cart, and I had put in enough to get up to $300 worth of these. And I had put them in my cart. They were selling online for like $55, $60, right? So that you take 18, add that up, I'm 100% profit plus, right? And I didn't know anything about shipping or, as far as making your items free shipping and all that. So I didn't do none of that. I just posted them because I knew and felt that they were going to sell quick because we men, we like tools, things like that. So I put them online, and at that time, the cash register sound is what you heard on eBay. So I took my photos, posted them, boom, 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 and everything's online. And all of a sudden, that same day at night, me and my wife sleeping. All of a sudden, my phone is ching ching, and she said, "What's that?" And I said, "I don't know." And at that time, I didn't know eBay made that sound, right? Because that's my first sale. So I checked it, and I said, "Oh, somebody bought the drill that I put online." And she said, "Oh, okay, what is that?" And I said, "Remember those drills I bought?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, that's what it is. So I'm selling them." And she said, "On what?" I said, "eBay." And she said, "Oh, okay." And then she said, she said she knew about eBay, but like she was like me. We both knew about eBay, but I think she may have bought something off there. At that time, I didn't even online shop. Everything I did was in the store. I wanted to see what I was touching. So I wasn't online with none of this kind of stuff at this time. I'm brand new, I'm green. So come on, and then another time during that night, boom, it went off again. So I sold two that night. And then during the day, I had sales again. Throughout the day, I had sales. So I was already meeting the criteria that I had to meet with eBay as far as being able to get the 90 days, I think it was at that time frame. And so after that, I had to figure out some more because I think money was involved too. You had to get a certain amount of sales and earnings. And so in order to get paid, on time and not have your money be waiting, because they had it where you would get paid, but you didn't get paid automatically, if I'm saying it correctly. And don't quote me on that. I didn't even research to remind myself of how that used to be. I'm just shooting that from the hip. But I feel I'm right because I don't remember getting paid on time. I didn't, the money would sit before I got paid. I think it was almost like a week or 14 days or something like that before you actually got paid at that time frame. But that's something I would have to look up and research to remember exactly what it is, because now when I make my sales, I just get paid off the top. So that is what it is. I'm doing payment management with eBay right now. And I know now I still get paid the same day, except it all goes to my bank. So basically, it's almost like somebody paying you, and instead of it going through PayPal, where I automatically got paid through PayPal, now everything goes to my bank. And say like right now, anything I sold yesterday, over the weekend or whatever, I won't see that money until like Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, but it's okay. It's no big deal because I got enough cash flow that I'm comfortable that I don't, that's the thing about the managerial thing, but that's another topic too. But going back to my testimony of how everything took place. The next thing, I'm out looking, and what we're doing now, me and my wife, because she wants to ride with me, and we ride and Bonnie and Clyde doing our thing around town, and I'm getting used to what I want to be called my niche. And my niche was going to be garage sales. At that time, it wasn't about estate sales. I didn't know about estate sales yet. So basically, I was going around riding and I was checking out garage sales. And we had going down the road and we seen this furniture business. Said they were going out of business and they had stuff for sale. Now this is when I say green, I'm selling anything. I haven't found a niche yet. I'm just selling, I'm grabbing anything that looked like it could be sold. So I'm talking dolls, I'm talking clothes, I'm talking tools, basketballs, baseball bats, anything that was low ball that I felt that I could sell. That is what I was doing. And that's another story too. So we had stopped at that furniture store, and it was wiped out. I mean, it was a furniture store, but it was kind of weird the way it was. It was like a warehouse type of furniture store. And we went in, and luckily things happened for a reason. I don't know what made me stop there that day because, like I said, it's a furniture store. So I stopped there, and we're in there walking around, and this guy came out with this big box of these drill bits. And I remember I asked him, I said, hey, what you guys letting those go for? And he looked at me and he said $50. And I said, okay, let me get them. And we took them, and we had no idea what they really were. I just knew they were drill bits, but I didn't, like I said, that's not my lane. I just knew it was drill bits, and I'm figuring the only thing I'm trying to do is meet eBay demands by making these sales and get my money a certain amount of earnings that I had to earn before 90 days in order to get paid properly as soon as I make sales, because that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get paid as soon as I make a sale. I want my money going into my PayPal account automatically. I didn't want to wait them 12 and 14 days. That's a long time to wait. So I had got the drills, and I started researching them to figure out exactly what they were. And I can't remember if I took them to somebody. I think I did, because that's the only way I found out about that. And somebody said, oh, these are bowling ball drill bits. And so I said, okay, because they had like a blue flame color to them. And I don't know if that's the actual color that they always have to them. And I never ran across them again after I did this. I never found them anymore after that. It was just like a one shot, one hit, wonder deal. And so I get them, and I start looking them up. But I'm putting in bowling ball drill bits, right? And I'm putting in all the sizes. They were perfect. They had the stamp, the size stamp on them and all that. And they were going for a good value, right? Now, this is eBay value. So I'm going off eBay value. I really don't know what the true value of them were. I just know they were used. Now, they were brand new. I probably could have got a good penny off of them. But for the amount that I had, and I want to say, I knew when I spread them out, I think I had close to 100 of these bits. And at that time, like I said, I'm still green. So I'm just trying to get them sold. So I'm looking up. I don't know anything about looking up and verifying prices yet, as far as how you go in, and how we do today. We see if we put something online, we go in and we hit the filter to see exactly what they were selling for, and we look for the best price, before you say what you want to sell yours for. And I wasn't doing anything like that yet. I was just researching them and see what the value was, just what people were selling them for. So I had put mine up, and I think I had did an auction, because that is what I was used to doing with eBay. Because the first time when I sold the drills, I just put those up for a regular price. But when it came to the drill bits, I seen people doing auctions. So I think I did an auction first. So we did the auction, and a guy had just came across, and he said, look, man, he said, I'm willing to just, if you stop the auction or whatever, I'm willing just to give you $5, something like that for him. He wanted to pay $5 out cash. So I'm thinking I paid 50, 500, cha-ching, let's go ahead and get this done, right? Because that's a no-brainer to me. It's 100% profit, get it done. Regardless at that time, if he's going to do more with them, I'm selling them because they're used. I don't know, he may plan on sharpening them up or whatever he plan on doing, but at that time I felt right once I researched the prices on them, and I seen what they were, and it was pretty much in that ballpark realm. So I probably could have got a little more for them, but when he offered that, I'm like, okay, let's do it, because that's the only thing I'm trying to do is get done with everything. So that was that. So I sold those. I paid $50, and I sold them for $5. So I was like, man, this eBay thing is pretty cool. So now that led up to my niche of what was going to be taking place. So we're doing, like I said, I'm all over the place with that, but that's a whole nother story. Basically though, just saying how I got into it, that is how I got into it though. And since I've been doing it, I love it. I I don't, like I said, I don't see it as a job, but I do see it. Sometimes it does get time consuming. I will be honest, it does get time consuming too, because I do everything myself. I find, I research, I list, I store, I pack, I ship. So that is all on me. That is everything that I do. But let's see, I guess just basically of saying those are the two things that what led me up into getting into it was my retirement. What led me up getting into it is where I live now, because the jobs were not on the level of what I wanted to earn as a living. So I didn't want to work hard and then really get nothing out of it. I didn't want to look like I was just working to survive. So I put it that way. I had already did my time in the military. So I looked at it as, if I did my time for them, I've already paid that due. And when it was all said and done, now it's my time. So me doing this, I call the shots on that. I've already paid my dues with the Navy, so they're taking care of me when I retired out. Now, what I'm doing is I'm controlling what I want to do. So if I decide to say I don't want to do anything today with eBay, that decision is mine. If I decide I want to push, that decision is mine. You know, I run it, control it the way I want to control it. Only thing I have to do is make sure that I meet eBay's monthly payment, because that is what I pay a month. So I got to make sure I always have that, which is always there, regardless. That money goes to them, and it's going to be there. But yeah, that is how I got into it. That is what I did. So with that said, the only thing I can do, I don't know. I'm hoping that when the way I ended it, I'm hoping that lets you know that is how I got into it. All the rest of it was me just talking and shooting from the hip, but it's all true. It is true. But yeah, that is how I got into it. It is where I live. You know, it is based on me liking where I live, and it was just me being taken care of already for the time I put in my dues with the military, and me now just doing this to keep a steady cash flow going, you know, that replaces my bills when I'm done paying my bills. So that is the reason why, and that is how I got into the business of selling on eBay. So I'm very happy with it. If anybody else doing it and you're thinking about doing it, I say by all means give it a shot. Don't be afraid of it. It's going to be a little bit, it can be tedious at times, but it is what it is. Don't be afraid of it. Just do it, because that's the only way you're going to find out if you like it or not. So with that said, I'm out. I would just say